I'm early, Josh. Yeah, bros. I'm alive, everybody. A little rough around the edges, but I'm here. So I'm gonna let some people get in here. Sorry it's been such a long wait since my last live stream. I think the last one was in Houston, Texas when Goatwhore played. Then immediately the weekend after that we did Psycho Las Vegas. So I could not do a live stream the Sunday after Psycho Las Vegas because I was flying in the air back home. And obviously, y'all all know what happened last Sunday where there was no live stream because we had a fucking big ass storm hit Louisiana. So, sorry. I'm back though. Hopefully we'll stay on this schedule. Not on 11 o'clock. I literally just walked into my house. Like, I literally just got power into my house. So, it's a little warm in here right now because air conditions have been off. But, I'm sure it'll be cooling off here soon. But yeah. Everything is good. The house is good. The cats are good. Everything is fantastic. Willie and Boris are great. No damage to the house. Just like I said, we only didn't have power for about a week, I would say. I was hoping that we would have dodged a bullet because, you know, the storm was hitting and I actually had power to my house the whole time until about 6:30, 7 o'clock when that freaking tower fell down at the power plant. And I think that possibly if that tower wouldn't have fell down, I would have stayed with power throughout the whole storm. I don't know. No, probably not because shit got kind of crazy out there around midnight. Went outside around midnight and it was a little windy. Let's just put it that way. So, but everything is good. Back at the homestead. Power's here. Hopefully it stays. All is well in the world. What else? What else? So I want to thank everybody that came out. You know, I haven't got a chance to do the live stream since those Texas shows and Psycho Las Vegas. I'd like to thank everybody that came out to the Texas shows and came up and said hi and all that stuff. That was really fucking awesome of you guys. The Texas shows were fucking fantastic. They were way better than I expected. You know. What else? Psycho Las Vegas was fucking insane. That was fucking amazing. That was what you call one of those fun shows. I'd never played on an arena stage before, and you know, I knew that the turnout would be all right, but I did not expect it to be that big. Like, I think the whole arena floor was full while we played. It was pretty intense. But yeah, all the people at Psycho Las Vegas, if any of y'all guys watching, everybody that worked for Psycho Las Vegas, just like to say thank you for everything. You guys fucking ruled. Everybody that worked for Psycho Las Vegas that we got to work with were fucking fantastic. So props to all them people that work at Psycho Las Vegas, all the stage hands, all the crew, everybody, all the organizers. It was fucking fantastic. All right. Gypsy Blackstar Becca, you bet your butt it was badass. All right, let's see. Let's take some questions. We got some questions here. All right, let me see. Evan MV57 is a great question, and this will lead me into another thing. Evan MV57, sorry, I'm still kind of out of it. How did your relationship with Iron Age come about, and how was the process of designing your signature picks? Well, I was a big fan of Iron Age accessories stuff before I started working with them. Like, I remember seeing their picks like a long time ago and just being like totally blown away at these crazy picks that they had. Like, I don't know if you guys checked out the Iron Age accessories website. Their picks are fucking insane. They have some very cool shit. So I contacted them about possibly getting some. I believe they were called at the time, they were called the Snake Bite. And Iron Age Accessories does limited runs of their picks. And being that I'm always the last person to hear about anything, you guessed it, by the time I contacted them about getting some of those Snake Bite picks, they were all sold out. So the guys at Iron Age were like, look, we're out of those Snake Bites, but we have these spearheads, I believe they were called, and they were like this clear, this green clear material, and they sent me out a couple of those, and I really, really liked them. And then I was like, can we make them a little sharper, and what other colors can you make them in? And they were like, well, we can pretty much make them almost any color that you want, and yes, we can make them a little sharper, because I like my picks to be extremely pointed. And I was like, what? I was just throwing around some ideas. I forgot what colors we were throwing around. We decided on the transparent red. And he busted out a couple of those and sent them to me, and I was like, yes, these picks are fucking fantastic. And he's like, would you like to do a run of these, for people to buy? And I was like, absolutely, yes. And that's pretty much how my relationship with Iron Age came about, and that was basically the process of designing my signature pick. Was just, we found the clear red material, we sharpened the point a little bit more, then we got my sigils etched in them, and I think the only thing we changed was like on the regular spearheads, besides sharpening the point, they were a little slick feeling, so we roughed up the holding area to where you could have a better grip on it. That was the only thing we really changed. But yes, don't forget, we are taking orders on those signature picks until Friday. So you're gonna have 5 days tomorrow. I highly suggest you get, if you play guitar, or if you even just collect picks. They look amazing, even if you're a collector. But if you play with them, that's where the real shit's at. They play fantastic picks. Very, very fast. But anyway, that's how that came about. So, here we go. Let's take another question. Sinister Metal Guitars says, Sammy, did you see John from Dying Fetus at Psycho? John Gallagher. Yes, I saw him for a minute. We were both going different ways. We were both on a mission doing something. But, yes. I did see John from Dying Fetus at Psycho Las Vegas. I did not recognize him when I first saw him. Let's just put it that way. He looks a lot different nowadays. I think he's letting his hair grow out. He had a big beard. I never really saw John with hair before, so I didn't know that he had such like a blondish red hair color. So it kind of, and I almost didn't recognize him. But yes, I did see him for a second. All right. What is this? Restricted Memes 21 says favorite I Hate God album, and that would probably be the very first record and Take Is Needed for Pain. Those are, that would be probably hard pressed to choose one. In the Name of Suffering and Take Is Needed for Pain would probably, I'd be hard pressed to pick my favorite one out of those two. But probably Take Is Needed for Pain. That is a great record. Okay. Sinister Metal Guitars has another question. Says, my thoughts on the new Ibanez Xiphos models. They look amazing. I played one not too long ago. They had one in a music store out here. C&M Music and Kenner actually had one. For anybody who's from the New Orleans area, it's a good store out here called C&M Music in Kenner, and they carry some real awesome stuff. But they had one in their store, and I played it, and it was a real solid guitar. I'm not a big Ibanez guy. The necks on like the newer Ibanez guitars, I'm not a real big fan of the super wide fingerboards. I like my fingerboards to be a little skinnier. But I mean, it was a solid guitar. It stayed in tune. It sounded really good. But I just don't like that super wide Ibanez neck. Yes, it was a great guitar. Let's see. Mosole has a great question. Mosole, just want to say thank you. Mosole was giving me updates on the storm when my power went out. So, thank you, Mosole, for hooking a brother up. Mosole says, which cabinet speakers you favor on stage? And I am currently using vintage 30s. That's what I've been using for a long time. I really like them with the Randall stuff. If I'm going to use a Marshall, I like the speakers that come stock in the 1960 cabinets. I believe GT1275s, Celestion GT1275s that come in the standard Marshall cabinets. If I'm going to use a Marshall head, I'd probably stick with those speakers rather than a vintage 30. Because the Marshalls that I have the old, like I have an old JMP and an old 800, and those are very mid-heavy amplifiers. So if you use those with a vintage 30, which is a very mid-heavy speaker, you get a lot of mids. So I feel that, you know, the older Marshalls sound better with the Celestion GT1275 speakers because they're almost a little scooped, so you can kind of not have so much of that mid-range in your ear. But yeah, normally, Mo, I use vintage 30s with the Randalls and with Marshalls. I have a couple of cabinets with the G1275 whatevers. You'll know what I'm talking about. Ones that come stock in the freaking Marshall cabinets. I'm very curious about those new Celestion DV77s. Very curious about those speakers. I heard those things sound phenomenal. They sound phenomenal. So, yeah. That's basically what I use. Let's see what else we got, bruh. Let's see. Lightless Walk says, Vegas was awesome. Yes, it was, Lightless Walk. I agree with you. Vegas was awesome. All right. Let's see. MK Ultra Cow says something funny that happened on this tour. Oh man, there's always something funny going on that happened on this tour. One thing that comes to mind straight off the bat was my good friend Michael Klein from MWK Audio came hang out with me when we played the Dallas show, the Gas Monkey, and we had some fun times. Let's put it that way. We were joking around with the whole group of Goatwhore and all the guys working for us, and Mike caught on to it quick that what was that? It was that guy. It was some kind of guy in New York, a governor or something like that. It was like he made some quote. They were trying to get him out of office because he was grabbing chicks' asses and stuff. And his quote was, you know, "I'm not a pervert. I'm just Italian." So that was the whole thing for that day in Dallas was, you know, "I'm not a pervert. I'm just Italian." You know, dude had to been there. It was pretty funny. What else? Something funny that happened. Man, there was just coming off the top of my head. I can't really think of anything really, but there was some funny shit that definitely happened. That was the only thing I could really think of, was everybody was calling each other Italians and then saying, "We're not a perverts. We're just Italians." You would have had to been there. So yeah. Let's see. Favorite Sabbath album? That thrash metal guy asked. Favorite Sabbath album? Because I'm wearing the shirt. Yes, my favorite Sabbath album is Evoke. It's good stuff. Evoke is my favorite Sabbath album. It's a pretty funny Sabbath shirt though. It's got Sabbath, but it has a picture of Ozzy from Volume 4. Get it? Sabbath, Sabbath. Those of you who don't understand, don't worry about it. Yes, Evoke is my favorite Sabbath album. Let's see what else we got. Oh man. All right, what we got? We got PRKL666 says, "Did you have any plan to do some raw black metal project like Leslie Jens Noir stuff?" Actually, I have plans to do a new project, and it's going to be very much rooted in the veins of Ritual Killer. So I just have to get around and finish some songs. I have some songs started that I never finished for Ritual Killer. So I don't know if we're going to call it Ritual Killer or who's going to be involved in it just yet. But yes, I have a lot of material that is very raw black metal based. And I just have to sit down and sift through the songs and finish the songs, basically. I would really like Jordan Barlow to be involved on vocals. I would really like Zach Nolan to be involved on drums. We'll see what happens. Can't count your chickens before they hatched. So I'll finish up some song ideas and I'll send them to those guys and see what they think and see where we stand. But yes, if you haven't, PRKL666, if you haven't checked out Ritual Killer, check that out. That's really raw black metal stuff. It's going to be very, very rooted in the vein of that kind of stuff. What else? One more question. Not one more question. Let's see. Alright. Dark Throne asks, favorite band I saw at Psycho. Man, there was some good ones. Number one would be Danzig performing Lucifuge. That was fucking fantastic. That was awesome. Profanatica was awesome. I saw Profanatica set. I Hate God were fantastic as well. Withered were great. Man. Who else? There were so many good bands. Cannibal Corpse fucking totally fucking destroyed that place. They were great. It's like, it was funny how good Cannibal Corpse was that night. Man, there was so many freaking bands, dude. Obituary was amazing, as usual. Man, yeah, that's just some off the top of my head that I thought were fantastic. All right. Let's see. All right, Slaughtered 1994 asked thoughts on D-Beat Raw. What was that? I can't see the whole question, bruh. Thoughts on D-Beat Raw Punk. I'm a big fan of D-Beat Raw Punk. Yes. Discharge, of course. Abscum, Swedish Jawbreaker. Extreme Noise Terror. I love. What else, man? There's so many great ones. Fuck, man. I can't think right now. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of burned out, y'all. I'm sure y'all understand. But yes, I'm a very big fan of D-Beat Raw Punk. All the diss bands like Disclose. Man, all those bands. Fucking great. There was one, Dishwasher. Have you heard that one yet? Pretty good. Man, fuck, so many great D-Beat bands. I can't think right now. Yes, I'm a very big fan of D-Beat Raw Punk. Very big fan. All right. All right, let's see. All right, Voodoo Custom Pickups has a great question. It says, what brand do you think Dime's guitars are headed to? Okay, those of you who don't know, Dimebag's estate has pulled all the Dimebag signature models away from Dean. What would probably make sense to me would be to go back to Washburn. I don't know how their relationship is or whatever, but I mean, it would kind of make sense to do that, to bring all that back to Washburn. I mean, why not, Some people were saying that Solar guitars, but I mean, to me, even though Solar guitars are cool and they're awesome and stuff, and Ola's a cool dude, Dime never played a Solar, so it would kind of make sense for that to go back to something that Dime actually used at some point in time. You know what I mean? So I think, to me, my personal opinion, would make sense is for that whole thing all of the dime signatures to go to fucking Washburn. You know? But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't. But that's my opinion. I think they should go with Washburn with it and make all the Washburn guitars again. Because those were pretty fucking sweet guitars. If they make that Blood Bolt again, I will be very, very, very excited. Fractal Illusion has a great question. Says, is the 10th still on since the 11th is rescheduled? That whole show, all those 3 shows we were supposed to do next week have been rescheduled to October. We will be posting information about it very, very, very soon. Sorry about the inconvenience, but it's not. It was impossible for us to make those shows happen. Being that, you know, Ben still doesn't have power in Metairie. I just got power. Who knows if fucking Poor Boys would have power. And then the other whole situation of getting Zach and TA back to New Orleans to rehearse and do the shows, they would have nowhere to stay, really. You know, it was just bad timing. So we rescheduled all those 3 shows to October. I believe the 22nd is going to be here in New Orleans. The 23rd is in Hattiesburg. And the 24th, I believe, is just going to be us in Lafayette at the Boom Boom Room. I think I Got is still doing the Lafayette show next Sunday. But it's not possible for Goatwhore to do it. Sorry. So we reschedule our own show in October to make up for those. So sorry for the inconvenience, but this fucking stupid ass fucking hurricane wouldn't have fucking came and fucked everything up. Everything would be great. Alright. Well, I'm going to take one more question. I'm going to shut this down because I'm fucking shot, y'all. Okay, there we go. Lightless Walk has another question. It says, what happened during the Judgment of the Bleeding Crown solo at Psycho Las Vegas? Well, I will tell you exactly what happened. The sheer heaviness that is known as Goatwhore vibrated the stage so much that my pedal board came unplugged from the power. So, that's exactly what happened. Our sheer heaviness was vibrating the stage so much that my pedal board came unplugged. And that is the truth. But, if you were watching, I plugged that shit back in and I didn't miss a goddamn note. So, on that note, everybody, it's good seeing you guys, man. I'm glad to be here tonight with you guys, talking and bullshitting. Sunday, do this again. Hopefully everything will be more settled in. Like I said, I literally just walked into my house. So, I'll see you guys next Sunday. You guys have a great week. If any of you guys want to donate to any hurricane charity funds or anything like that, I would suggest donating to ones that are benefiting the Lafourche Parish area. Down that way, Golden Meadow, Galliano, La Rose, all that shit got really messed up. Thibodaux, Homa area, that whole area got totally messed up bad. So if you're going to, you want to donate to any sort of hurricane charity thing, I would suggest ones that benefit those communities because they need it the most right now. You know? So I think there's a place called rebuildthebayou.com, I believe. I'll post a link in it this week. And yeah, if you guys want to help out those people, because that's where I grew up, and they got screwed pretty bad on this fucking storm. They're hurting pretty good. So, if anybody wants to do anything like that, that would be fucking fantastic. Anyway, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to fucking sleep. And I will see you guys next Sunday on the stream. Like I said, those shows next weekend got postponed. We'll be posting more information about that on the Goatwhore pages and my page. And yeah, you guys have a great week. And keep Satan in your heart.